Okay, I'm going to demonstrate using the simulation to titrate a sample of vinegar to determine the concentration of the acetic acid in the vinegar. So following the procedure that I gave you, the written procedure, we're going to start by putting some solutions on our workbench. So I'm going to get some water. Then I'm going to go back to the stock room and get some vinegar. And then I'm going to go back and get the phenolphthalein. This time when I go to the stock room, I'm going to switch to glassware. And under Erlenmeyer's, I'm going to get a 250 milliliter flask. Now I want to add liquid to the flask. So if I drag the water on top of the flask, it allows me to then pour water into the flask. I want to do 8.5 milliliters of water. And then I'm going to drag this water off to the side. I'm going to make sure it says distilled H2O over here, so I'm selecting the right thing. And I'm going to right click on it and click remove to clear it off the desktop. Now I'm going to add some vinegar. I want 1 milliliter of that. And again, drag the vinegar off to the side, make sure it says vinegar right there, right click, remove, and then the phenolphthalein indicator. And I'm going to add 0.5 milliliters of that, click pour, drag the phenolphthalein off to the side, make sure it says phenolphthalein right there, and remove to clear it from the bench. So I now have a flask that has exactly 10 milliliters of liquid in it. It's good to know that it starts with 10 because then you're going to know exactly how much you've added. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to put rename, and I'm going to rename it to trial 1. You can see I've already used the simulation some, so it already has these selections for me. Now I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to duplicate it. And I am going to make 3 more exactly like this. And I'm going to rename them trial 2, and then rename to trial 3. And these names are popping up because I've used the simulation before. You're going to have to type it in. And trial 4. All right, I'm making extras because I am going to need to run the simulation more than once or run the titration more than once, but I also might mess up. And it would be nice to not have to go remake this whole flask every time. All right, we're going back to the stock room. We're going to scroll down to other, and we're going to get a burette. Then we're going to go to solutions, and this time we're getting the sodium hydroxide. Notice it's 0.100 molar. It tells you the concentration right there. And I need to pour it into the burette. So I'm going to put in 50 milliliters into the burette. And then again, I can make sure this says the flask with the sodium hydroxide here, and I can remove that just to clear it off of the workbench. All right, so I now have a burette that contains 50 milliliters of liquid, and I need to start pouring it into my flask here in order to do my titration. So again, drag this on top of the flask, and now whatever you type in here, it's going to start pouring that into your flask. So let's start with 1 milliliter. I'll type in 1 and hit pour. And 2 things you want to notice here is that the volume increased to 11 milliliters inside your flask because you just added 1, and that the solution has not turned pink yet. So let's keep adding 1 milliliter and watching that color, watching the volume increase in the flask, and oh, there it goes. It turned pink. Okay, now that was too pink. That definitely overshot. So I see that there are 17 milliliters in there. That means I added 7, and 7 is too much. But since I was adding by 1 milliliter increments, I know that 16 was not too much. My endpoint is somewhere in between 16 and 17 milliliters. That's what I know. So I'm going to get my trial 2 vessel, and I'm going to titrate this one. Now I know that 6 milliliters was not too much because when I had added 6 milliliters, it was clear. When I added 7, it was pink. So I'm going to go ahead and add 6 right now because I know that won't be overshot. Now, instead of adding 1 milliliter, I want to add 0.1 milliliter. I want to add by a smaller increment. because I don't want to overshoot. So now I'm adding a smaller amount with each 0.1 that I add. Notice again the volume's increasing by 0.1. I keep an eye. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it went from clear to pink when I had added 6.3. So look, compare it to this one up here. These are essentially the same color. They're both overshot. They're both too pink. But I'm getting closer to the right answer now, because with trial 2, what I know is that when this said 16.2, it wasn't overshot. When it said 16.3, it was overshot. So that means somewhere between adding 6.2 and 6.3 milliliters is the correct endpoint. So here we go, one more time. I know 6.2 is fine, so I can add 6.2 milliliters to this, and it won't be overshot. And now I need to add an even smaller increment, 0.01 milliliter. So I'm going to add even smaller amounts now. And I'm going to watch really carefully to see what the color does. Still clear. Okay, there we go. That's my perfect endpoint. See how much lighter this is than these two up here? That's a nice light pink endpoint. That's the correct color that I'm after. So this tells me that I have 16.230 milliliters in this flask. I know that 10 were there initially. So I have added 6.23 milliliters to the flask. Now I know the volume of NaOH that I added, 6.23 milliliters were added. So I can go and I can do a calculation in order to figure out what number to put in this box right here. Now it's showing me things that I've done on previous runs. So don't think that those are the correct answers. Every single time you run the simulation, it's a different concentration. So you can't use the concentration that I'm going to put in here, and you can't use one that your friend used, because every single time you run the simulation, it's a different answer. So you have to actually titrate it properly and get the right answer. Notice it says, please give your answer to 3 significant figures. For the U, that's going to mean 3 numbers past the decimal. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to go calculate my concentration and come back. Okay, I've calculated my answer now. Just to show you what it does, I'm going to put in a wrong answer first. Notice I have 3 numbers past the decimal. That's going to be the required sig figs. I'm going to check it. Oh, I got it wrong, but I still have 2 attempts left. Okay, so either I calculated it wrong or I titrated it wrong. I have to decide which one it is. I can go back and I could titrate this 4th trial now if I think that somehow I titrated it wrong, or I could go see if I didn't do the calculations right, maybe, figure out what's wrong, come back, try again. So I try again, and this time I get 0.685, and I check it. Hooray, I did it right. Good job. Yay me. Okay. It brings up the second question. You do not have to answer the second question. What you need to submit to me is you come up here and you click on your initial or your name up here. See how when I click on that, it shows that I'm logged in. So I know that the person logged in here is the one who's doing the lab. You're then going to take a screenshot of all of this for me. So the way I do it is I hit Shift and the window key and S. You may have another way of doing it, and that's totally fine. But I want you to make sure you get all of your name in here and get the yay, good job, you did it right in here. Okay, take that screenshot and then you can send me that screenshot. I haven't actually decided how we're doing that yet. I think you'll probably paste it into a file and then send me a file. But I'll need that picture to know that you did the work and that you got the answer right.